From his time in the military to his time after, it's always been we, not me, for veteran Walter Adams. 3 News Now anchor Zach Williamson introduces us in this week's Mission Service.
This is Mission Service, sponsored by Barry Law.
Sometimes people are broken and they need to be helped, they need to be fixed. And the best way to do that is to have a conversation.
Corporal Walter Adams has had many of those conversations during his time with Douglas County Corrections.
Just because you're in this position now, while you're here, you can look to make things better for yourself later. And I say, and use this time to go ahead and formulate your plan for when you do get out.
He is well known around the facility for his ability to foster a positive environment between both the inmates and staff.
Just because a person's locked up, I say, these people are still our neighbors. You know, and how do you treat your neighbor?
Adams is used to looking out for his neighbor. In 1986, he enlisted in field artillery with the Army.
I was also a paratrooper and I was also air assault, which I served in the 1st of the 39th Airborne Division, which used to be the 5th of the 8th, and then they became airborne. Once they went airborne, they were the first 198 airborne unit in the world at the time. From there, I went to Turkey, served there for 1 year in what's called Special Weapons.
He would also be deployed to Desert Storm, Desert Shield in the Gulf War.
My time in the military was some of the greatest time of my life. I mean, I met some of the greatest people that we're friends even 30 plus years later.
Since retiring from the Army in 1993, he has continued to serve in security and law enforcement roles, working security for OPS before transitioning to his position now at Douglas County Corrections. He has also given back through his military fraternity, Phi Gamma Phi, his church, the African American Correctional Officers Association, and his time at the Goodwill. That dedication to service was just recognized. Corporal Adams was the Douglas County recipient of the Dr. Martin Luther King Award, after being nominated by a former student from his time at Beveridge Magnet Middle School, who is now a co-worker.
It was hard for me to almost accept it because it was like, you know, I'm so used to just giving, and I never really received or needed a lot of data boys or a lot of pats on the back for whatever I do.
For Adams, it's simple.
We have to care for one another, and I think that's the biggest thing is because I care.
As he continues to embrace the same values instilled in him from his family and time in the military.
My grandmother told me a long time ago, you know, when you give to others, you receive more in return. And I'm blessed to have received more in return, believe it or not.
Reporting in Omaha, Zach Williamson, 3 News Now.